Okay. All right. This is what we're going to do for our first page in the composition notebook. After the table of contents, remember you should have the table of contents, and then we're going to have internal and external conflict. So you're going to take this sheet of paper that I've given you, and you're going to cut out this. Make sure you cut around the lightning bolt and outside of here. Same thing, cut along the outside. You're going to cut out where it says conflict, cut around that, and also cut here where it says internal conflict examples. You need to cut these out as well. What you're going to do is you're going to glue these, and hopefully you'll do a better job than I did gluing the conflict label down. Remember when you're doing your gluing, just to dab a dot on the other side of each page, just a small dot. I think I had too big of a blob and it kind of slid around the page, so definitely don't want to do that. When you cut these out, what I did is I went ahead and bent this piece back before I glued it down, but that's what this is for right here, is to put your little dots on, of course on the other side, put your little glue dots on, paste it down here, and I put it right on the margin just to use as a guide for my line. You can see on the pink margin, help me make sure it would be straight. Glue that down, then do the same thing for internal conflict. You're going to put the glue, of course, on the other side, and you're going to glue it down, make sure it's secure so that the pages will open like this. All right, you're going to find the notes that you need to write are also on Edmodo. Right here we're going to talk about the first thing is for internal conflict. It takes place inside a character's mind or heart. Okay, so it's the internal struggle, it takes place inside. And sometimes it involves a decision. Okay, so that's for internal conflict. External conflict takes place between a character and something outside the character. Okay, so the outside forces could include nature, so this represents nature, an event or situation, and you could look at the globe for that, or another character. Okay, so use these as little reminders of what internal and external conflict are, the little pictures on the outside. Some other notes you'll need to add, and these are on Edmodo, is conflict is a struggle between opposing forces or characters. Without conflict, a story would be boring. Also remember, and see how these are bulleted, a story can have several conflicts, and it will, the story we're reading will have many conflicts. The main conflict is central. It's the central conflict. It's central to the plot and is usually resolved at the resolution. Okay, and I know this is hard to read, but you've got the notes on Edmodo. So it's usually resolved at the resolution. If you remember when we did the plot line, the very last item is resolution. Everything's resolved. The loose ends are tied up. So all the conflicts that have been building up through the rising action, up to the conflicts, and then down through the falling action are resolved at the resolution. That's when everything's tied up. Now for the other two pieces that you cut out, those are going to go on the back. We're going to have internal conflict examples, external conflict examples, and you're going to continually add to these throughout the novel. So you don't want to write too big because we're going to keep adding, but you can also write on down the page. If you have little post-it notes and you want to use post-it notes to add to that, that's fine as well. Now, once you've finished getting these inside your notebook, you're going to go to back to Edmodo, and there are some clips that you're going to watch, and these clips are things I want you to discuss, and I have on Edmodo what to discuss about internal and external conflicts after watching these clips from Toy Story. Thanks.